Ours is a country rich in resources, rich in natural beauty, and abundantly rich in our people, the most important resource of all, particularly our young people. The key to unlocking the potential young people have to offer lies in our hands, through education. But we are faced with a grave situation. For the majority of children in South Africa, and in particular, rural children, education is in crisis. And without an education, we are sentencing our children to a future that will offer them little or nothing. Yes, the majority of children in South Africa complete primary schooling, but far too many of them do not meet the age grade norm for basic literacy and numeracy. They try to learn in an environment that discourages learning. Classrooms that are collapsing around them, broken windows, leaking roofs, a shortage of desks, if they even have a desk at all. As many as 100 learners in a single classroom. Frustrated learners, frustrated teachers, all lead to little interaction between learner and teacher. Can we aspire to something better for our children? In a simple word, yes. Inspired by arguably the greatest South African of all, Nelson Mandela, a great man with a vision for our rural children.
Many far-off rural areas in our country do not become confident readers and writers. Indeed, they are denied the creativity that in turn denies the world the boldness of their ideas.
And the Nelson Mandela Institute that offers more than just hope, but a practical solution to this crisis.
Underlying the NMI is an explosive partnership between civil society, the tertiary sector, and government.
The Nelson Mandela Institute is a non-profit organization that aims to improve the quality of rural education in South Africa.
Its mission is to manifest Mandela's dreams for rural learners to be educated through schools of Ubuntu and excellence.
So we do work on teacher development and training, and we do work on research and innovation, and we do work on policy and planning.
So 3 of the most important programs of work are the Magic Classroom Collective, a program called Pemba Mfundi, and a program of essentially parental and community mobilization that has come to be known as Ilima Lokufunda.
Ilima involves parents, teachers, students, and volunteers from universities and all walks of life in refurbishing classrooms.
NMI, keep up the good work. As community, we give you our fully continued support.
The Magic Classroom Collective understands the importance of transforming a building into a welcoming place of learning.
We're putting rural children and teachers at the center of the circle, and then creating curriculum, learning tools, and classrooms that work for rural learners and teachers in sustainable ways over time.
I can imagine if all the schools here in South Africa can have this Magic Classroom, the education will be on high standards.
The Nelson Mandela Institute has developed our school, has developed our community, has developed our learners.
Now we feel like brand new educators.
In terms of teacher development and training, what's different in our work is that we base our training in schools, in classrooms, with teachers, but over a long period of time.
Pemba Mfundi, a further initiative of the NMI, takes children to camps where they're encouraged to express themselves through writing, poetry, short stories, even presentations, sharpening their language skills, building their confidence and self-esteem.
At first, I didn't know that I have this passion to write short stories and poetry. The title of my poem is Forget and Move On. But now that I've joined this Pemba Mfundi, I know that I can write poetry and I know that I can write short stories.
Why hold on to the past while you still can hold on to the future? Just forget and move on.
The fact that the NMI builds upon a good and improved public education with amazing intervention methodologies by understanding the background they found themselves in the communities and building on that to build their confidence is a noble thing for the nation. Having recognized and acknowledged and appreciated that, and I think it's something I couldn't deny being part of. It was a privilege for me.
There are moments when ideas and people find each other, and somehow they seem to be destined to move together. The world is calling on them. The forces that pull them together are stronger than the mind alone. The journey of this institute has been blessed by this creative force. Kimberly Porteous.
It really provides corporate South Africa, captains of industries, an opportunity to invest in the future of this country. You know, when you invest in education, which is one of the cornerstones of Dr. Mandela's legacy, he's very much a vociferous advocate of being an educated nation.
All these initiatives make a profound difference to these young lives. You too can make a difference. The Nelson Mandela Institute needs your support now. Fail our young people and we fail our country. We fail ourselves. And we will leave behind us an empty legacy.
What we need from donors and funders principally is financial support so that we can roll out these initiatives and the research pertaining to these initiatives so that we can enhance the education system in rural communities, that we can produce leaders for our nation.
It serves as a very independent source because it doesn't rely on government funding. And it is able to express its own views and opinions without being compromised.
It is important for organizations such as NMI to receive sponsorship, to receive donor funding, to receive assistance so that we can be able to carry forth the legacy of Madiba.
So much reason to be hopeful that the agenda for rural education is winnable in our lifetime.
We are confident that the Institute will embody a commitment to a world where all children are afforded the opportunity to fulfill their dreams.
It is not beyond our power to create a world in which all children have access to a good education. Those who do not believe this have small imaginations. Nelson Mandela. The Nelson Mandela Institute for Education and Rural Development is a partnership between the Nelson Mandela Foundation, University of Fort Hare, Department of Education, and the global partner UNICEF. The Nelson Mandela Institute for Education and Rural Development, justice in education in our lifetime.